Hi guys, it's Amanda. Welcome back. Today I'm going to do a 12 by 12 inch Dutch pour, and I wanted to show you, I don't know if you can see it very well, this is my new painting box for using my spinner or my hairdryer if I'm using larger paintings. My dad and my grandfather made this for me, and my dad helped me tape the plastic bags down. And if you can see in here, I have all of my paints ready, and they are all self-mixed with different additives, so I will just put on the screen what I call them. And then over here, a couple more paints. This is what I'm going to use as my base coat. It is some paint that I have scraped up as leftovers. I think it's the one from my last video, but I do have several cups full of paint where I've scraped up to save for base coats. And if this isn't from the last time, I'm not sure when it's from, but we're going to go ahead and use it, and hopefully that will help. And that will eliminate some paint waste, I am hoping. This, let me move this, hold on. I have started using these little screw hook, C-hook thingies in the backs of my canvases. I have two different sizes. I saw this recommended by Gina DeLuca in one of her videos, and I'll try to find that video and put it in the description. She has a link to her Amazon store where you can buy these, but I've just gotten these from Walmart. But they give me a little bit more space between my canvas and the table or the surface that I'm working on, so I like that. Hold on just a second and I'll put you up on the tripod. Okay, I have you up on the tripod, and I'm going to try to stay in frame the best I can. And most of this will have hairdryer or me rummaging around or me layering my cup or spreading the base coat or blowing it out with the hairdryer. And so a lot of that's going to be noisy, and in order to speed things up, I'm going to mute and fast forward as fast as my editing app allows. And I will use some music. I've been having trouble with copyright claims, even though I scour Spotify for copyright-free and royalty-free playlists. However, I have found one playlist by Approaching Nirvana, and that is the artist or the creator of all the music on this list, and sometimes they have featured artists with them. I don't know if it's a man or a woman, so I'm going to say them. Sometimes they have a featured artist or artists singing along with their music. But so far, whenever I've used their stuff, I haven't gotten a copyright claim. So from now on, I'm most likely going to select songs from that playlist that they have made on Spotify. Again, it's Approaching Nirvana, and they have it titled as either royalty-free or copyright-free music for YouTube and Twitch. So I just wanted to spit that out there. I always give them credit. I always give credit to whatever song I select in my comments, but I wanted to put that up at the beginning of this video. So now I'm going to go around to the other side and attempt to use that leftover paint as a base coat, and then I'm going to do a Dutch pour, but I think I'm going to layer a cup and flip it like I did 2 videos ago, because that way I know that I get enough paint and I don't use too much paint. So we'll see how it works out. And I shall see you at the end to talk a little bit more with my close-up. One more thing I wanted to tell you that I forgot was this canvas, and I should have showed you before I layered my base coat. Whenever I got this canvas, it was in a super value pack from Michales, and whenever I got it home and got it opened, it had a tear in it. And I have actually repaired the tear by putting cloth tape on the back and putting a little bit of gesso over it, and then I put 3 coats of gesso over the front of the canvas to fill in the tear and kind of level the whole canvas back out. So I thought that was neat. I want to see how it works once there's paint on it. I will let that sit for just a minute and let the paint come out of the cup. Okay, I've let the cup sit for about 3 or 4 minutes so that some of those paints had coconut milk hair serum in them. So I wanted to give it time for them to kind of mix together and create some cells, because I like how cells have been turning up around the edges of my Dutch pours. So since the paint, I had this idea in mind to try to go more towards one side a little bit if I can. And hold on, I want to see if that's a hair. Yes, it is. Okay, I wanted to try to go more towards one side and then spray, like use the blow dryer and blow it away from that side. So since it's already going more towards that side, I think I might come around here and lift my cup so that the paint sits more over here, so that instead of directly in the center and having a circle with the paint blown around, maybe I can have it more to one side. Maybe it'll give it a different look. Alright, look at that cup. We got most of that out of there, but what's left over in that I will save in my leftover paints collection to use at another time for something. And wipe my hands one more time. And right now I'm just kind of letting it spread on its own. And it looks like a nice flip cup. I do see some cells, a lot of yellow and a lot of gold, which that's fine by me. I like yellow and I wanted it to be rather sparkly. So now what I'm going to do is kind of tilt it back this way, so more of it, the weight of it is off center. I had some great cells that I then blew over. Kind of muddied it in the center a little bit. I blew it just a little bit too much, I think. I have a habit of that because I try to get on my sides. I need more paint than what I would need for a flip cup. A Dutch pour needs more paint than what a flip cup. My way. Talking my way. It looks kind of cool though. I didn't quite get all my edges, but I do have that gray base coat around the edges. I like to try to cover the entire canvas. I know that's not typical of a Dutch pour, but that's what I like to shoot for. Okay, I've been watching it develop. I've probably muted the video if I left any of it in here. I didn't quite get all the edges, which is what I like to do. I know that's not typical of a Dutch pour, but that's what I like to do. And I think I messed up. This spot looked really good here before I blew on it again. And I had another spot that looked really good before I blew on it. I think what I need to do in the future is use more paint than what I think I need in order to have enough to spray to cover the whole canvas. Overall, I think it looks pretty neat. I think that I really like all of the cells in here, so I'm glad I used paints with silicone and coconut milk hair serum. And what I love about this box is that even though I sprayed paint everywhere, it'll just dry. And I should be able to, if I wait long enough, peel those paint skins right off the plastic bag. And I need to get this stuff for making jewelry. I want to make pendants out of some paint skins that I've been saving. Overall, I think it looks pretty neat. I didn't end up getting the off-center look that I was going for because I see most of this stuff is melting in the center like it normally does, but I like it. I like all these colors together. I like all the metallics. Almost all of the colors, if not all of the colors other than the white, had some either iridescent white or iridescent medium in them, so it should be pretty shimmery when it dries. That gray base coat might not be my favorite when it dries. It's gray because it's the leftover paint that's mixed up in there. But it's okay. It'll be okay. If I want, after it dries, I can go over those spots with maybe black or some other color, but I probably won't because I'll be afraid to mess it up. I'll take you down for a close-up in a minute, and I'll just leave it like this. I think that my canvas repair worked really well because I have no idea which corner the tear was in, and once the paint dries, the only way to tell will be to look on the back. So I think that's great. I think I forgot to tell you in my last video, my last 8x8 canvas that I used, they were really cheap super value canvases from Jerry's Artorama, and I got like 50 of them for $39.50. And I noticed that they're okay, but they kind of bow in the corners, and they're pretty flimsy once you get a lot of paint on there. So what I did with my last one before I used it, I forgot to tell you this, I put 3 layers of gesso on top of it to make it a little bit sturdier and stronger and a little bit flatter, and that seemed to work out pretty well. That one has dried pretty well. And I'll show you the dried result of that next Monday on my dried results video. This painting is probably, today was Wednesday. It's Thursday now, I think, because it's like 4:30 in the morning, but this one will be for next Tuesday. But I'm painting a few videos in advance because my niece is coming to stay when she gets out of school this weekend. So I want to go ahead and get some of my videos recorded so that I can just work on editing while she's here so that I don't have to take time to paint while she's here. Unless she wants to paint with me. That would be fun too. The more I stand here and talk, the more I notice all of the different colors. Some of it looks a little bit muddy, but I think it always kind of looks that way. But I really think it's that antique gold that's kind of looking kind of brown in there. I can definitely see the clear definitions of yellow and some pink, purple, and blue, and a little bit of that turquoise that looks kind of greenish. So overall, I like it. I like my new box. I will not be able to use it for a couple of days until this paint dries and I peel it out of there. I will do one more quick torch if I can get my torch to work long enough. Because I do see some bubbles. Turn it up as high as I can before we run out. No, I'm completely out. We've got to refill my torch. Alright, so I will have to pop these bubbles with my stick. Maybe it's not a bubble. I see some others, but I'm just gonna let them do what they will as it dries. I'll take you down for a close-up, and thanks as always for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share my videos with anyone who you think may be interested, and have a blessed day. Bye! Okay, I'm going to take you in and show you some of the details from your side of the table this time. Normally I do it from my side of the table, but I don't know which way I'm going to want this one to go whenever it dries, so I'm just going to do it from this side. Try not to block the light. Whoops. Try not to lean on the box either. Sorry. Trying to get situated. See, I wish I'd covered all of that because I don't like that gray base coat. But I don't want to blow it any more and make it any muddier. This one will be easier to do a detailed look at whenever it's dry and out of the box. I love all these colors blended together here. I love how you can see that purple and yellow, or blue and yellow next to each other there. Or gold. And that's a quick look. I think this part here might be my favorite. But I like a lot of these cells too. I like these cells right here too really well. So I will definitely try this again in my box whenever I can get this out of here and have room for a new one. Bye!